Good evening, my beautiful beings. This is Gypsy Jess with your Art of Tarot. And tonight I'm very excited to introduce some new decks. As you can see, I'm still traveling and I will be until Friday. And then I will be back in my regular space. So obviously I only brought limited decks with me, but while I've been out and about, I've picked up some new ones. The first one of which is the Sacred Web Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful tarot, very thick, wonderful guidebook. As you'll see once I start reading, a very fresh take on artwork, just really wonderfully illustrated, very powerful illustrations. And then today, while I was at a healing conference, we'll call it, came across a local artist in this area of the earth I'm in, which is a very warm southern place, and got the Visions Oracle deck. That's this beautiful beauty right here. And I'm going to tag her below, but I met the artist Joanna Latore today, and just when I tell you the artwork in this deck is absolutely stunning, it really is, you guys. Great little book to come with it. Good size, simple read, simple feedback, but the artwork is just stunning. So stick around so you can see the artwork there. You'll see me read with this more often, but just in case you're looking for it, right, go pick this one up. I will tag her in the notes below. Okay. So today, with my beautiful new decks, we are going to do a divine feminine, divine masculine reading. Okay, now this can be, you can be one or the other end of this collective reading, right? This could pertain to a person. It could also just pertain to the energies within you, because we all have both. Also remember, or you're like, oh yeah, that's my person, that's my person, that's my person. These things are reflections of us as well. So whatever your person is working on is something that you are also needing to work on. And this is whether our person per se is in your energy or not, okay? Your divine partner. And that could be also your divine partner right now, okay? Relationships that are in your life to teach you a lesson. What I have found is sometimes my lessons in my divine masculines are actually in bodies of feminine friends, right? So as a female in body, but they are so heavily resonated in their divine masculine energy that they are actually teaching me lessons from that divine masculine perspective, right? And, all relationships are one and the same. They are all your divine masculine. It's just different sides of a coin. Okay, so take what resonates, throw away what doesn't. You know how it works. And before we get started, I'm actually going to adjust some of the lighting here because it's a little aggressive. But go ahead and take a big deep breath and give yourself permission to relax. Sorry, my lighting's being a little funky right now. There we go. Give yourself permission to be open to any signs, synchronicities, any symbols that might come through for you. This could be names, it can be gods, goddesses, it can be sayings, phrases, anything that helps you resonate with that message as your own. That's a little bit better. Let's see here. You know what? I think we might leave it like that. It's a little less aggressive. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and get started. I hope all of you are well. And I just want to say thank you so much to the new subscribers. We finally hit 50. So once I get home, I'm gonna do some live readings. So I'll be able to see with my TV up in front of me there. And then once we hit 100, I'll be giving away some free readings. Now, how you enter for those free readings are obviously show up for the live readings when they happen. Like, subscribe. I'm also going to be looking at the comments to see who's engaging with the material, because every time they do, that puts some good energy into the universe for this channel and for the collective intended to view it. And so I'm going to go ahead and put that in the jar for them. Okay? So please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, get your friends involved, because I really can't wait to do the one-on-one readings. I've had the pleasure of doing them for a couple of friends of mine. Well, and some close some friends of friends, some acquaintances, and they found some good benefit in that from what they tell me, so, which is only that much more heartwarming and affirming to me. And on that note, we're going to start with the Divine Feminine on this side. Spirit, what do we need to know for this collective right now? What are the messages coming through? All right. See how this looks in the shot there. Student verse, lots of birds coming through here. Now in this stack, you'll see the little flowers. Those are the cups. So essentially our Ace of Cups there. Student of Earth. As you can see, this is a very different deck. Moon. Sorry, I'm going to scoot everything up here just so I can get a little bit more. There we go. I gotta get someone who is coming into peace and connection with themselves. So we have our Divine Feminine there. I'll pull a couple oracle cards to the side just for clarification of those energies as well. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm sorry, you guys. This has been happening a lot to me. They've just been spitting out growth. We're gonna keep that one. See, as you can see, divine timing. Yeah, definitely feels about right for this pile. All right, and on our masculine side here, stick with me, you guys. This one especially is new decks, and I've gone through the book, but I am going to reference the book again just to make sure that I'm translating the artwork. Exactly, death. So we have some mirroring already. Transformation. Oh, did you see? Things just spitting out. Justice. So there's not major arcana per se in the sacred web, but that's essentially what these are coming through right here. Page of Pentacles. Swords, grief, heartache. The Empress in reverse. Wow, 333 here. Three of Swords, Three of the Empress, and Three of Pentacles. The Hermit. The deck, I already can sense what's going on here. I'm going to have to reference the book just to make sure I'm reading that right. So I definitely get a death and transformation on both sides of here. On one side, feminine, there's a lot of things left unknown, and that's intentional. I'm speaking to someone who may be feeling a bit impatient right now, but who's coming into balance with themselves. And this move forward is going to be in divine timing. So as you can see, some really incredible artwork here. Look at the mirroring. The mirroring of the triangle there. Oh, there it is with the eye. Reality. All right, 36. So, travel and reality. And then justice coming up again. All right. So first thing, I want to make sure, I want to look up one of these on this side to make sure I have it right here. So bear with me, beauties. Student of the Earth. All right, I wanted to make sure I had that one understanding correct, that this one is called Release. So that's exactly what we're doing here. All right, so for the divine feminine, whether this is you, you're feminine, doesn't matter, but I feel that I'm speaking to someone who is learning to love themselves, who is integrating their light and dark, and really understanding that loving both sides of themselves, all aspects of what made them who they are, is what's going to help them move forward on their journey. And I believe that's what's happening for the divine feminine right now. We see growth and divine timing, and with that we see the two birds, right? And that's the first thing that we had coming up with the two birds when I went to put down cards. But this is all about self-love. You know, the Ace of Cups traditionally is that overflowing cup, right? Overflowing cup with the big one. Some decks show an eye in there as well. But what this says to me is I'm speaking to someone who is connecting with themselves, probably for the first time in a long time. I get an air of innocence, of newness about this, you know, and that's definitely what I see here with the Release card, is a planting of a new seed. Right, that lotus flower coming to bloom, and seeds have to be planted in the mud, in the darkness, right, in order to bloom. Here we see the seed planted, right, and here we see the lotus bloom. And with these especially showing up right next to each other, and all these little flowers along our four feathers there, four of air, just goes that this has been a rapid growth, a rapid sort of growth. See the cheetah or jaguar, maybe even a leopard coming through there. But this is rapid transformation. And from this planting, from this connection to oneself, that this divine feminine is coming into tune with earth. This gives me a lot of Empress energy here, right? Especially with the seasons and this growth card, the little seed, the nuts being planted, right? But then we also have the leaves with different colors coming through. And this tells me that our divine feminine is also growing through seasons of their self. And this may be, you know, you may be aging or through one season on the outside. You know, we have lush green summer seasons, but we also have those seasons of fall and winter and death. But in order to get there, right, it all comes from the planting of this little seed, right? And that grows into this great and powerful, let's say, oak, willow, something of that nature. And that grounding of the earth, that connection to Mother Earth, that's where the Empress really thrives. Someone who's connected to the animals, who is deeply empathetic, who really embodies that mothering or Mother Nature energy. And with all things in nature, there are seasons. There's a spring, there's a fall, there's a winter, but all of that is important in order for growth to happen. And there are things, and I find this interesting with the Leo full moon, which I believe is tonight, and this full moon card coming up, I get a sense that I'm speaking to someone who's feeling a bit impatient, right? Because there's still things left to be known and seen. But these will be revealed to you, I say you, assuming you're the divine feminine, in divine timing, right? In divine timing. And you're being asked not to rush and let all things take its course. Like, look at all these blooming flowers here. All the blooming and all the references to nature. And flowers may be a big sync or signal for you. But what is also a draw for me are these this pink and this red, right? The red in the heart of this bird, and that could be perhaps it's a robin. Robin may be a symbol of something that you connect to, but it's also where the heart chakra should be, right? But the red is actually about the root chakra, and that's where we see these roots coming down from the bird into the earth. And I truly believe that you are being asked to really ground yourself right now. And what's funny about that is these new stones that you see up here right now are actually garnet, and these are used for grounding. So I find it quite poetic that this is what should come up for the divine feminine right now. And you may feel that you need to protect yourself, because we see our little crab there out kind of looking at the moon. He's got his hardened shell, but really it's very soft, emotional animal creature. They protect each other too, which is quite heartening. But this is someone who's going through a lot of growth right now, and who's really integrating the self. And this is a new beginning. This is a new beginning for this feminine, in order for her to blossom beautifully, right? I do feel I should mention, with that root chakra rooted in the seeds, I do sense a lot of fertility coming through. And that may be something for you to be mindful of right now. As I say that, I can literally feel my lower region start to tingle a bit there. I do sense that some of you, just so you're aware, if you are thinking about having a child, or you're worried about that happening for you, this too, the answer is in divine timing, right? If that season is for you, it'll happen. And if you are in a period of being alone, this is intended for you. This is intended for you to come into union with yourself, and then all things, as the student of the earth. And another message coming through for me right here is for you to start looking at life and the earth with new eyes, right? Finding the sacred in every day. And with that, that may be with animals, but going back to looking at earth, nature, with a curiosity, with a childlike curiosity. These spots, these stripes, you've earned these stripes. And I do think for some of you also, I may be speaking to some women or men who are maybe in an older, I don't want to say older, a more seasoned period of their life. And this I'm also getting a sense of we'll say striations in the body, so stretch marks, things that come with very naturally with the changes in a woman's body or giving birth to children. And you're being told to be proud of these stripes. You've earned your stripes, you've earned your spots, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful and they're natural, and they come with that season of life. And so this is what I'm getting for the feminine right now, and we'll add to this, but I just want to go over for the masculine here real quick. And I too get the sense, obviously with death and the Three of Swords coming up right away in terms of clarification, I do feel a death and rebirth, a grieving process that's happening right now. And this could be specifically to a feminine. So if this is someone you're asking about specifically, I do feel separation here. This is someone who may also feel like the separation is divine justice, right? Because I get a lot of Empress energy over here. And with the Empress showing up in reverse, I don't necessarily get a karmic per se. And I'll get clarification, but I get someone who feels that this alone period that they're going through, that they deserve it. And right now, this Three of Pentacles, with this Three of Pentacles coming up, this Page of Pentacles together, I get that this is someone who's learning to invest in themselves as well, right? And that might actually mean going and getting whatever help they might need, because I do see whoever this is wanting help in this, looking for a collaboration in this investment. But I'm going to look at this card here. But I definitely get a sense of death and rebirth and of working on oneself, and a sense of justice in terms of whatever happened here. If this is someone you haven't met yet, which is not what I feel, but perhaps it is, because this justice could be like, I may be speaking to or about someone who feels that on some level they don't deserve this. And I'm sure that's true in the fact that you can't have something in your life, in your awareness, if you deep down feel like you're not worthy of it, right? If we don't, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties, and I do think that this might be part of the case for our divine masculine here. As I was saying, if you don't feel you're worthy of this, right, you can't keep it in your energy. You can't keep this this beautiful energy, the Empress, next to you if you on any level deeply do not feel you're worthy of it. And so I do feel there is a necessary death and rebirth, a grieving that's happening regarding this Empress, which I do feel this is someone that you know, whether you look at them romantically or not, I'm not sure. And like I said, these could also just be the energies in you as well, in which case the storyline flips a little bit with this Empress in reverse. And either way, this to me looks like a death of ego where someone's learning and wanting to invest in themselves and need some collaboration, but is also being asked to look at things differently, which we see with that eye at the top of the pyramid here, which I do find quite interesting, the mirroring in these images on either side of this reading. So divine timing, travel, and protection with that pyramid here. I also get some major starseed energy, maybe even some Aztec connection for the masculine there. But all things grow in divine timing. So definitely some mirroring there. So just take that for both sides of it. Some major growth happening for both divine masculine and feminine at this time. And with our shifting realities card here, that's exactly what the universe is saying to you as well. In divine timing, this shift takes place when it's supposed to happen, right? And perhaps you two are catalysts for one another, or if this is, just within energies within yourself, particularly for this masculine, i.e. you as well, that can be coming into balance or accepting the intuitive feminine self within you. So if there's not any particular person, right, or you can connect this to, but both of these sides seem to be resonating with you a bit, that's calling that's a calling for your divine masculine and feminine within you, right? The Empress within you, loving both of your light and dark, your masculine and feminine sides. And I get the feeling I'm also speaking to or about a masculine that hasn't been allowed to feel their feelings, right? That there's some sort of shame behind this, and possibly even religious shame. I don't know why that's coming through so strongly. And I do get a lot, especially with these two, I get a lot of Catholic energy. You may have, Native American or South American blood connections, but I do sense there's some sort of rebirth and shifting, possibly a shifting of reality, of timelines. And this is definitely a message for the greater collective right now, as we all come online, especially if you believe in any sort of parallel universe theory. If there are all these different parallel universes, that means there's all these different parallel universes with Earth, right? And as we vibrate higher, as we heal, as we transcend the lower energies and things that hold us down, they drop away, then those other parallel realities are available to us to shift to those. And I actually had a dream about that a couple nights ago. And I woke up and I called my divine masculine, and I was like, I was having this dream about like jumping quantum timelines, and I was in my new timeline, and I was all wet, and this person, and I forget who it was. I even feel like it might have been my aunties in body, but if I recall, it wasn't them in voice. And it was saying that, when you shift into the new timelines, all these things from the old will come with you, and it'll seem like it's still the old timeline, but those things don't fit. They don't make sense anymore. Like stuff from child, like it was like an old shoe, and I was like me now, but I was wearing something from when I was 15, and it's like floating down river into a new space. Like some of your belongings kind of come with you, or history comes with you, but it just feels different. And I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's not supposed to, right? The full moon, it's not supposed to, because things will be clear in divine timing for both divine masculine and feminine. And if that resonated or made any sort of sense to you, by all means, please leave me a note below. But that's part of what's happening here, is a mirroring of healing. And if you are in this person's energy right now, if this pertains to another person, I do believe that self-investment wouldn't be as easy for them, right? So focus on yourself right now. Let them focus on themselves right now, and kind of go forward from there. All right, I'm going to get some more tarot. I hope this is helping and making sense. We're going to pull some oracle from another new animal oracle deck. I believe this is the sacred animal. Let's see here. I'm sorry, the divine animal oracle, per se. We're going to get some for both. So we have a zebra, or cheetah, a pelican, sea otter. It's very sweet animals there. It's a lovely little playful energy. And perhaps that's also what you're being asked to do is, like I said, go in with that sense of childlike wonder. Look at the world, playfully again. This is also a bit of mothering energy. These are very protective mothers. If you see them, they baby otters actually can't really swim that well, and so you'll see them floating on their mother's belly. And maybe for whatever reason, that's an important message from you if you have children. But sometimes that means remothering ourselves too. Rhinoceros. So here we have transformation, sea otter. What did I say? We have transformation coming through for the female as well. Moderation, all things in moderation, all things in divine timing. Okay, rhinoceros, very strong, kind kind of leathery animal there, a lot of fire, some meditation, the 2 moons, another 2 full moons. So meditation may be part of the course. It may be a recommendation for you to help, if you're something you're not already doing, to help merge these 2 aspects of self, but also maybe to get in these deep waters here. So we have water all around our pyramid here. We have the sea otter, water and fire. And this may be, you may be getting asked to really delve into some of those deeper aspects of self. Because here we have the sea otter, yes, chasing that fish. The fish is jumping out of water, but that's also, you know, a symbol of, you know, Pisces, but Christ and Christ consciousness, right? And that in itself, that transformation, going in the depths of the water and then coming out reborn, right? In Christ consciousness of the whole, allowing that third eye to turn on. And like I said, I do believe this is happening for the masculine as well, but I do think this is the masculine tends to have a harder time navigating those waters, and we'll see what comes up for him. But, you know, with the feminine energy being the naturally intuitive energy, they're far more graceful, right? Far more graceful navigating the waters with the pelican, the birds, all these animals, and even that little cheetah kind of bouncing from flower to flower. They are far more graceful in navigating spiritual evolution because that's where they're most comfortable. Whereas when it comes to ego death for the masculine, and I do sense a very big ego death happening here, you know, that can be a far more difficult area for the masculine to navigate, and it makes rebirthing into a new reality very hard. And we all have free will, right? So this person may need to be asking for help or finding a group that helps them understand what's happening, but they are protected in this journey, right? See how we have those stairs going up through the eye there, this pathway to the divine, this pathway to a greater universe, to a different reality. There's also an ask here to travel, a calling to travel, and that could be physical realm. It can be in the spiritual realm as well. So perhaps some meditation would benefit the divine masculine in this reading also. Let me know if this is resonating for you. But I do get a sense that there has been some major growth for this masculine here. And these are big, so when it comes to death, justice, these are big archonic energies. And with the Empress in reverse, like I said, this can be pain related to their Empress, but I do get a sense whenever the masculine rejects the Empress within themselves, right, their own divine feminine energy, they're going to automatically reject any sort of divine feminine in the 3D realm, in reality, in their reality, conscious reality, because a conscious woman will be a mirror for an unconscious man, and it will force him to look at aspects of himself that he may not be ready to see, and therefore lose his Empress. And I do think there are some major feelings of grief around this, but also grief around the integration of that feminine energy within themselves, because that's the pathway to enlightenment, right? That's the pathway to divine knowledge, is through the feminine and the feminine energy within oneself. Dog, companionship. So this person, whether it seems like it or not, is extremely loyal. However they've manifested, I can't say. See, we have some birds in here. We have the archer, and he's just standing on a cliff. And what's interesting to me is it looks like the dog is looking right at us, pointy ears. I definitely get some, oh, and it's standing on what appears to be a little dog snout. What a beautiful piece of artwork. And what's interesting about that is, to me, that this picture also illustrates, you know, a small part of the greater whole. The universe learning about itself. The dog on top of the dog was why I say that. And this person, I think right now, is integrating that concept that they are part of something greater than themselves, but that greater thing is within themselves, you know, and they're shooting at lights in the dark here. trying to figure out messages from spirit, but I think they could also be getting signs and synchronies that they're shooting down, not fully ready to integrate that, even though the universe has their eyes on them and on you. And some wings coming through here. I do get a sense that there's a lot of divine justice and divine messages coming through to help this person, but their eye might not totally be open to seeing. Like I said, this is a much more difficult concept for the masculine to integrate versus the feminine. Connection, tarantula. So connection and tarantula, this is also, I mean, this is the great weaver. This is connection to the whole. What did I just say? This is someone who's learning, who's struggling. See, and with that little redheaded feminine gal who's all covered with it, it's like spirit is desperately trying to show this person how they are a greater part of the whole. And I feel like spirit is even trying to nail them down, and they are just struggling. And I feel like they're struggling to incorporate the feminine aspect of self. And the tarantula can also be a sign linked to the mother. Spiders are actually, a lot of them can be very caring mothers, especially like big wolf spiders and things like that. You know, they lead their young, they take care of their young, they protect their young. But I get that this person is just, they're like fighting it. And spirit has them all trapped in this web, and they just don't want to see it, right? They don't want to see what spirit is showing them because it's painful. It can be a painful to wake up, right? And I do sense that this is someone who's waking up and who's working to wake up, and so that they can jump into this new reality. But this is a very painful process for this person. So please, by all means, send them some love. And if anything of this is true for you, right? And like I said, these could be aspects of self within you. I did mention kind of that religious pain earlier, and you know, if this is maybe you were raised one way, and as you're awakening and enlightening, now some of those things don't really make sense to you, don't resonate with you, and you're struggling to incorporate those. You're struggling to connect the old and the new. What you've been taught and how you're waking up, but that's all part of the process, right? That's all part of the process. This reemergence from the fire, this rising of the phoenix. And what I do, especially with the full moon, is really send that out in a prayer tonight. Focus on, ask for guidance, ask for something to be revealed through that third eye, through your knowing, and then trust the downloads and the messages that you receive. In fact, this might be one itself. Please let me know. We're going to wrap this up, you guys, with a twin flame ascension card, or several, a couple for the female, a couple for the male, and I really do hope this helps. But it seems like whoever I'm speaking to is definitely going through it. And the feminine a bit more gracefully so. Crystal clear vision, awareness. There's our 3 again. What do we have? 3, 3, 3, 3. That's Empress energy. What did I say? Trust the visions and the knowing that's coming through. Hold your crystal clear vision for what you want so that it can manifest as you grow. But I do think that right now the old is burning away from you, and this internal flame is getting hotter and brighter, and this understanding, this knowingness is getting brighter as your self-love gets brighter. See how that light from the lotus seed is just radiant. I do believe I'm speaking to someone who's simply radiant right now, and that radiance is the connection to all that is around you, to your to the greater consciousness. And once that comes into your awareness, it can kind of rock the boat a little bit. And what I do, again, with that little center eye there, it draws me back to the same ojo here in the Traveler's card. Again, mirroring happening, but see, this is where the feminine is at right now. So this is her third eye, right? Aware of all this magical stuff. And here's the masculine who's still kind of getting there. He's getting there. We can kind of see the universe in the background, but see how her vision is so much clearer than his. It's not that it's wrong. It's just, it's for him to get to, and for him to find in his own divine time. Right? So send some love. And this doesn't necessarily have to be someone in your awareness, although I did say it does feel remotely like this, but it feels like separation. So it could be someone you haven't met yet, right? Because you guys aren't ready to meet. You guys haven't gotten to that reality, that timeline yet. And it will happen in divine timing if you both do the work. Which it appears so, just feminine's a bit more graceful. And that tends to be, you know, the story with the twin flame journey is, you know, she does the energetic work to lead the way and the masculine follows. That's why we don't wait. See, we have the progression 3 to the 4, the Holy Grail, the gift, which is that divine knowledge, the balance. And that's also the Empress. We have the Empress and the Emperor together, right? Unified, that sacred union within oneself and then the outer reality. But more so than anything, with the greater consciousness, the whole, understanding that we're just a small piece. And there's the cup again, just like we started with that self-love. You are the gift feminine, right? That divine thing, that thing you're seeking is within you. It is that diamond in your heart. It's that eye, that thing within you. Because, you know, God is within you. You are God and God is within you. This guy flipped out. Open your heart, setting loving boundaries. So just like, you know, training the pup, companionship there. That's what our masculine is going through right now. And setting loving boundaries with others. You know, when our masculine struggles with ego and an ego death, that can also be the struggle of setting boundaries with those things that no longer resonate around you, whether that be people, places, or things. And that's ultimately an act of self-love. So opening your heart doesn't necessarily mean letting everyone and anything in your space or making everybody happy. It doesn't. Setting loving boundaries is what allows us to safely open our heart, because then others know how to act around us. They know how to treat us. They know what the limits are. And so that is an extreme act of self-love and breaking of any codependencies, which can be seen in someone who's as loyal as a dog, right? Just wants to love you, runs around and chases you, and is happy no matter what. And if you're sad, he's sad, or if you're happy, he's happy. So just understanding that with that ego death, that's going to be a process of setting boundaries with others and with yourself. And that can be a painful, sticky process. And if you don't do it, Spirit's going to do it for you. So, but even with this, there we go, Unification 9-9. Aligning with abundance and the balance of the divine masculine, feminine. So, and all of the elements. So, I forget the name of this symbol, but the upward facing triangle is the masculine energy. The downward facing triangle is the feminine energy. It's that traditional. It's the 6-pointed star, and then with different parts of it drawn in. It's part of sacred geometry, but essentially, it's the flower of life, right? It's the sacred geometry found in everything at its core. And this particular star is a lot of things you'll see at the base of crystal grids, things like that, snowflakes. But you can see here how both of individuals are finding love and connection within themselves right now. While The masculine is still aligning with that unification, opening their heart and understanding, you know, how to be in the world and honor the divine feminine in themselves and in the world, right? This one's a little bit further along. So let's see the energy connecting these two right now. Spirit, what's the energy connecting these two? Clearing karma, kundalini activation. That's that root chakra. And the root chakra there at the base of that spine. Look up kundalini energy, kundalini activation. Forget the name of the stakes, but it's also, you see it in the strands of DNA where they kind of crisscross and weave together. I'm drawing a blank in terms of all the names for these things, but what these two individuals are doing, or this energy that it's balancing, it starts at the base. It starts the root chakra. It starts in that place of childhood wounding, of passions, of love and sex and all the confusion that gets there. But really at its core is grounding, right? Grounding in the earth, that seed rooted in the earth, the very base and beginning of enlightenment. And I hope that's making sense to you, but for that light to move up and turn on all our other energy centers and really allow us to grow and to evolve, we have to clear out the root first. And that's all the gunk. And it makes sense that this would come up for the unifying energy between both. And so I'd say, especially with the full moon, you know, put out into the universe what you're trying to let go of. And if you don't know what that is, ask for help, ask for guidance, and then allow that to happen, because 6 is also the number of love, right? It's also that that beautiful love energy and passion, and it's also that beginning of unification, right? The Kundalini energy comes on, and it's a very powerful healing light. And it turns on all the other energy centers that allow us to be the light in the world that we're intended to be. So this is a very twinny reading in my 2 cents, but I'm starting to get all jumbled in my words, so I'm going to leave that one here. I hope this was helpful, you guys. All right, lots of love. Bye-bye.